Why does growth feel life-changing in the moment, but then it quietly seems to fall apart? Have you ever had a breakthrough? You finally understood the patterns you've been repeating and you just absolutely swear you're never going to go back. And then 2 weeks later, you snap again. You're over explaining yourself to every conversation. You're abandoning that boundary that you absolutely promised yourself that you would hold. So you're sitting here thinking, why does this keep happening? Why? And that's really what I've been sitting with this week. And it's why I wanted to create this video today to go over 3 really hard truths about emotional growth. The first 2 explain why breakthroughs fade. We just can't maintain them sometimes, no matter how wonderful they really are. The third one is what really shifted everything for me as far as how I approach my personal growth now. And it's the one that a lot of people just completely miss. So make sure that you stick around for the last one. It will change everything for you. First, strong emotion can impersonate real change. You cry, you forgive, you finally see your childhood patterns. You deserve better. You finally made it to the other side. It feels so powerful to be at this place. But it's an intensity spike. Spikes create lots of momentum, lots of energy, but they don't create a habit. Real change is built on repetition. It's when you don't send the reactive text, when you don't defend yourself automatically, when you pause instead of escalating a situation. It's not dramatic at all, but that's where the strength is. Second, insight moves faster than your nervous system. Your mind is already answering questions that your body is trying to integrate. You can completely understand your triggers. You can explain your attachment style. You can name exactly what needs to change. But when you're tired, when you're stressed out, when someone hits that exact tone that just sets you off, your body is going to default to what it has been practicing for years, not what you realized last weekend. That gap between awareness and embodiment is where people assume they're actually failing. But you're not failing. You're in the part where growth actually becomes physical. And here's the third truth, the one that completely shifted how I view growth altogether. If your growth only exists in powerful environments, it hasn't integrated yet. If you feel aligned during a workshop or an event, but then later you unravel in your kitchen behind closed doors, if you feel steady when you're inspired, when you're activated, but then you return to that reactive state when you're under pressure, the environment is holding the change and not you. Integration is when the environment doesn't matter, when you can find that calm in the chaos, when it's any random day of the week and there's no music, there's no validation, there's no audience, there's no ceremony, and you respond differently anyway. That's when growth is actually yours. That's why I'm less interested in all these powerful moments now. I've become interested in stability, in the growth that's actually mine to keep day to day. So if this hits kind of close to home for you, tell me when things start to unravel once you've had your breakthrough. How do you lose traction and realize that, the growth was circumstantial? And if you're building growth that actually holds under pressure, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need to hear it too. I love y'all. See you next time.